to ask you about Gillie the Kid. Did you two ever have a relationship, being that you were both from Philly?
Um, what you mean as far as relationship? Like we knew each other. I knew Gilly before I had a deal. Like I was running around battling even back in the day. So like Dutchy man, he wanted me to be in the figures. Like he came to me and wanted me to be in the figures. And he was in another group, like you know what I'm saying, and he wanted me to be in that group too. So it was times when like me and Nina Ross, like we went down in the house with all of the figures and it was just me and her. She wasn't my team, but we was rocking with each other at the time and we went there giving it up, was like giving it up to the figures. So, and plus we from around the same, pretty much the same way. Like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up at 17th and Erie. So they like not too far away. So we was around the same hood. So I knew all of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ab Lava used to come and pick me up in this truck. Them niggas is older than me. So I was like a super young boy. He used to pick me up in his truck. I used to be spitting bars back then and he knew I was a monster. Like, you know what I mean? So niggas knew me from way back in the day, even before I had a deal.
So, Cass, let me ask you then, why did you ultimately never decide to join the Major Figures?
Mm, nah, I just, like at that time, especially, like I just wasn't in, I just was trying to develop myself. Like I was really on some cash shit. Like it's just me. Like I wasn't really like in no group type vibe. Like I ain't even really understand the business enough of a group. And I ain't just really like that feel at that time, especially with those type of people. Like they wasn't really my friends. Like I told you, like I knew them and I would see them, but we didn't like grow up together. I ain't know them. I mean, so I would have felt out of place a little bit. You know what I mean? And the ones that I got coolest with was Dutch. Like we started to hang around, hang out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I went to Dutch house, like rest in peace, but I met his mom. Like I know his brother, like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Me and Dutch was really hanging out. We used to run around the city battling niggas, used to go down South Street and start ciphers and battle niggas down South Street back in the day. Like, so me and Dutch probably had the most relationship out of the niggas that was in the figures. And then Ab Lava second, like he used to pick me up in his truck with me a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he was like older. I really had a real relationship with his little brother Anwar. I think he done life for a lot of time. I think he got life for a lot of time he booked, but that was my nigga, Ab Lava little brother Anwar. That was my nigga, like. So but I don't think I would have been right for the figures. That's why I never did that. But the figures had it on Smash, man. I was a super fan. I just was on the phone with Dutch the other day singing one of the verses where he blacked out on the radio. Line for line, probably know this shit better than him. Like them niggas was moving and shaking at one time. And you know what I mean? So God give it up for them. They did a lot for the city and inspired a lot of niggas that came after them to want to rap and do their thing. So can't count them out. You can't, like, you know what I mean, forget about what the figures did.
They say that Jay-Z modeled state property after the Figures. Do you find any logic in that?
I'm pretty sure, man. That's what these industry dudes do. They model stuff after other stuff. I mean, that's what every artist do. You know what I mean? It's a real artist does that, but it's like undetectable. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you could take something, you could thieve something, but it's undetectable. You know what I mean? Then you a real artist. So that's what niggas been doing forever. So they probably felt some type of vibe about how them Philly niggas was carrying it and wanted to create a similar type of energy. You know what I mean? But it's only right. It was winning, so why not? And then you see state property won again. And so it wasn't a
Right.
bad move. I mean, it is what it is.
And that goes back into what you were saying earlier about Jay-Z wanting state property to be the forefront of Philly. But honestly, at that point, you had become the face of Philly. So you sort of sidetracked his plan.
For sure. For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely put a little wrench in this shit.
Monkey wrench. Yep.
Yeah, I definitely played a little part in that. But I needed to, because at that time I was trying to get on and they was a whole team. they had a whole clique. There's a bunch of them niggas repping different parts of the city and all that. And it's just like me. So it's like, nah, like, nah, like niggas gotta know how I give it up, man. I had the city on my back by myself before I left the city. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was the one carrying it. So it's like, nah, I need my position. And I ain't had nothing against freeing them. It's not like I had a plot to battle them. That's not what I wanted to do. It was Jay-Z that did that. He was the one popping shit and set that up like that. So it's like, you know what I mean? I ain't really want to battle them like from my city, like the city going at each other. But the way Jay-Z was talking shit, and then when they seen me and the way they was coming in there, like they ain't give up, like they was riding with their team. And it's like, man, just get it. Like, it don't matter if you was on Rough Riders, you could have been, like, it don't matter. Even them niggas was getting it at that time. So definitely a nigga from a different team could get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter.
So, yo, Cass, in one of your interviews, this is going back to Gillie the Kid. In one of your interviews, you were asked about Gillie being the king of Philly. Why were you hesitant at that point in giving him the crown?
I don't even know how that worked. Like, what type of work do you got to put to deserve the crowd? Like, how do that go? Like, I don't even know like what you got to do to be considered to be a king. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know. That's why I said I run Philly. I ain't trying to be the damn king, but that damn thing could get pulled like a hamstring on innocent man. But I don't even know what the requirements is to be a king of somewhere, man. Like, niggas need to really focus on what's important. Like, niggas, like, not just the person that's saying they the king, but us, period, the culture. We don't own enough property. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't even really own these neighborhoods and these cities that we claiming. Like, you know what I'm saying? What we claiming the king of, like, we don't even own enough of that place. We don't even got enough say so politically. Like, if we owned enough of it, then what happens there, as far as everything, as far as how the police it, as far as how everything go, we would have a big say so. But we don't got no real say so. So how can you really be the king of something? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's probably why I ain't know how to really answer that question, because I don't even know the requirements. But I'm not trying to be the king. So if he want to say he the king, that's cool with me. Like, only time I would have an issue if I felt like I was the king and he was saying he was the king, then we would have an issue. But I don't want to be the king, so let them rock with it. Unless somebody else want to be the king and got an issue, then they could go through it. But I don't give if he say he the king or not. He definitely did put in work. Like I said, Figures had it on Smash before I even started rapping and getting on, like doing my thing. So I guess for that reason, as far as the time period that he did his thing, and you said that Jay-Z modeled state property after him, which was a bunch of other people that came from Philly. So in that aspect, he might look at it like, all right, who knows why he say that? I ain't never talked to him about it, but it's cool with me. I don't got no issue with that shit.
Well, you know, king of New York, king of the South, you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't want them titles. I don't want to be the king. I don't want to be the top goon. I don't want to be none of that. When I rap, I want to be the best. Bars, I'm the GOAT. I'm the greatest with this rap shit. That's what I claim. Nobody can claim that they better than me with this shit. In no city. I don't give a you from my city or no city. So that's what I rap. All them other titles, I don't give a about that.
So, yo, one thing I will say is that Gillie does support you when it came to these battles. So I want to ask, how did you and Gillie put everything to the side? He was actually supporting you during one of your last battles right on stage with you.
Me and Gil, we never had no issues, man. Like all that shit Gil was doing on, me and Gil never even argued before. Like I don't know what niggas niggas be making this shit up and be making like creating this energy. I mean, niggas might be feeling some type of way about how I carry it. Like, and if I put the shoes on the other foot, if I was them, I would probably feel some type of way about how I talk. Like I'm the GOAT, how I carry it, how cocky I am, and for how many years I've been able to keep it the same. Like a lot of shit been changing. Niggas been going through fluctuations and a lot of problems, but not me. So I could see that energy making niggas feel some type of way. That's probably why they might say stuff or make faces or do things that I don't understand. But I don't got a time to focus on that. Like what them niggas think or what's going through their head is not going to determine what I'm gonna do or where I could take it. Like that's just going to sidetrack me thinking about them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really give a fuck about that part. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just know when I get on the phone with the nigga or anytime he see me, it's nothing but respect. Last time I seen that nigga, Cass, what's up? Shook my hand, hugged me. The last time we met, like anything on a blog or like even if you next to me, but I'm looking this way and you over there. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when I'm looking you in your eye last time, yo, Cass, what's up? And hug me. So it's all love with me. And every time it's always been that way. It's not like we never argued or he said, yo, I'm gonna do this and none of that. So it's like, it is what it is. Like, there's no problems with me and Gil.
He was telling Goods that Cassidy was going to roast him in the battle. He's telling Goods that he should be ready. That shows me how much unity there really is in Philly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's unity to a certain extent, but there need to be more. You know what I'm saying? Niggas need to figure out how to be unified more, and niggas need to figure out how to get money more together. I think that's the issue. It's a bunch of fronting and dumb shit going on, but niggas ain't really figure out how to bring a real bag to the table so a bunch of niggas could eat. Other cities figured it out. Other people figured it out, but I don't think Philly figured it out yet. And the people that did figure it out, they moved on. They went other places and they don't with Philly no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think we need to be more unified. Some of the shit we was talking about earlier, like with the Meeks, like it's always constant negative energy. Niggas is always beefing. Niggas is never seeing eye to eye in the city. Like, you know what I mean? But that's how our city is, man. It's like a fighting city. We raised to be like super competitive like that. So it ain't like you're gonna be able to get it out of a nigga once he becomes successful. It's gonna be more in a nigga. So I don't know. It's just gonna take people with um leadership qualities and people that played a part for a certain period of time to try to do it. Like me. Like when I put that City of Brotherly Slugs record together, it was people on that record that don't fuck with each other, that would have never did a record. And if it was somebody else trying to put it together or they was responsible for putting it together themselves, they would have never did a record with those people. But I made it happen because I was able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Me throwing that thing in Philly was able to bring people out and show people that the city is a certain way, like in a big way, like in a big look, like foreign sitting outside, like everybody partying the whole night. This shit is a sold out shit. Shit look lit for the city. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to take people that's in position to start playing certain parts to help the younger niggas fall in line more. Because now all that they see is the key to success is dissing niggas and beefing with niggas and exposing niggas. And that's the key to success. Even to this day, like a recent project I just dropped called The Science. I dropped the project after that called The Formula, but on The Science is featured with K Walker. Another nigga from Philly doing battle rap and music, up and coming. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still tapping into the city, reaching out, doing shit with niggas to keep it moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm never gonna stop. Just did some shit with Brizzy on the beats. He on my new album. He did the Rule the World track. You know what I mean? Crazy producer from the city, up and coming, shutting shit down. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm still trying to tap in and work with the city and work with niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? My graphic designer from the city, from Philly. Danny, like putting niggas on, just trying to, you know what I mean, constantly tap in with the city and bring niggas together in any way that I can. You know what I mean?